Hi and welcome to this YouTube video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about memory addresses and explain what a memory address is to you. Now, all through this course, when you've been creating like variables, for example, you've specified the data type, you specified the variable name, and you've equated this to the value. Now, to you, this is how to create a variable and this is how it is stored. But I want to explain to you that there is a different way that C actually stores this variable, and how C actually knows where this variable is and how to access it. Now, to you, if you wanted to access, for you rather, if you wanted to access this variable, this value of 2024, you can just reference the year variable, which you could print out here. For example, if I wanted to print out the value of year, I could just reference the year variable and to print out the 2024 value. But the way C stores these items and the way C retrieves it is very different. Now, there's something on the computer called RAM, random access memory. And when you create a variable and you equate this to some value, what C does is that it takes that value and it goes to some random location in the memory in your RAM, and it stores that value and it keeps track of the memory address of that value, so that when next you want to reference it, like for example here where I am printing here, it doesn't actually reference the variable itself, but it references the memory location of where that value is stored in on your RAM. So I'm going to give you an example right now. So let's say, for example, I wanted to print out the memory location of where 2024 is stored. I'm going to remove this %d and put %p. Now, what the P stands for is pointer. Now, it just simply means that we're trying to print out a pointer location to where a specific value is stored. Now, another thing that we'll have to do is that we need to specify that we want to print out the pointer of the value of 2024. So in order to do that, we're going to pass in an %here. So an %here is just going to return to us the memory location or the memory address of where this value is stored. And in order to print it out, we need to specify and say %p. So once I save that and run this code in the terminal, I'm going to notice that it prints out this very weird text. And we can also do the same thing for month. So I can come down here and replace year with month. And once I save it and run this code, it's going to print out a different memory location. So what C did is that it took these values that we had created. For example, here I created a variable, an array called a string or an array called month, and I'm storing the value January in it. What C did is that it took this January, this value right here, it went to your RAM, which is your random access memory, and it assigned this and it kept it in a specific place in your memory. And in order to access it, all it needs to do is go to this memory location and check, okay, what is the value that was stored in this memory location, and it's print it out. That is how C actually works under the hood. The way we do our own things for programmers, we just define the variable and we equate this to the value. And we know that anytime we want to access that value, all we need to do is reference the variable name that we give to that value. But for C, when it wants to access that value, it references the memory location or the pointer address where that memory was stored on our actual computer. Because every time we create variables and assign it to specific values, those values are actually temporarily stored on our computer in the RAM. And the RAM generally is where running programs are executed. So for example, when you open an application like Adobe Photoshop, it is moved from your hard drive to the RAM, and then all the processing and all the memory operations that it needs is done on the RAM. And once you save it and you are like closing the program, it is moved back to hard drive. So that is how memory addresses actually work. And in next video, we're actually going to talk about pointers and how pointers work. So thank you for watching this video. And if you have any question in the comments, if you have any question, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section and I am going to reply you.